Have you ever wondered how some people remain calm and composed, even in the face of severe adversity? They seem to have this inner strength, a fortitude that helps them withstand the harshest of storms. Discover the timeless wisdom of Stoicism as a guiding light through life's toughest challenges. Join us on a journey of strength, resilience, and triumph over adversity as we explore the transformative power of Stoic philosophy. This, my friends, is the power of Stoicism, a philosophy that dates back to the ancient Greeks. Stoicism is a life approach that teaches us to maintain our composure and resilience, even amidst life's most challenging times. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding and managing them to lead a life of tranquility and satisfaction. Stoicism was born in the bustling marketplaces of Athens, developed by thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. They were not secluded intellectuals, but active participants in life's theatre, grappling with the same human experiences we face today. Their teachings offer us a roadmap to navigate our own adversities, making Stoicism as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. In a world where we're often tossed about by external circumstances, Stoicism offers an anchor. It teaches us that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we react. It reminds us that our power lies not in avoiding hardship, but in facing it with grace and resilience. Stoicism isn't about denying life's pleasures or retreating from the world. It's about finding contentment in what we have and who we are. It's about understanding that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by how we respond to them. So what makes a Stoic? A Stoic is composed, not because they are indifferent to pain or struggle, but because they understand their nature. A Stoic is resilient, not because they are invincible, but because they know how to endure. A Stoic is content, not because they have everything they want, but because they want what they have. In the face of adversity, a Stoic doesn't just endure, they thrive. They find strength in struggle, wisdom in hardship, and peace in acceptance. They understand that adversity is not an obstacle, but an opportunity for growth. Stoicism, a philosophy from ancient Greece, is more than a mindset. It's a powerful tool to face adversity. Acceptance, the first trait of Stoicism, is a powerful weapon against adversity. Imagine a young woman named Jane, who had a dream of becoming a professional dancer. She dedicated her entire youth to the art, practicing tirelessly and pushing her body to its limits. But a tragic accident left her unable to dance again. The news was heartbreaking, devastating, but Jane was a Stoic. She knew that acceptance was the first step toward overcoming her adversity. She didn't wallow in self-pity or ask, "Why me?" Instead, she acknowledged the reality of her situation. She understood that her dream of dancing professionally was over. It was a harsh reality, but one she had to accept. But acceptance in Stoicism isn't about resignation. It's not about giving up or surrendering to fate. It's about acknowledging the reality of the situation, understanding its implications, and then deciding how to move forward. So, what did Jane do? She didn't abandon her love for dance. Instead, she turned her passion towards teaching and choreography. She accepted her reality but found a new way to pursue her dream. She still made a significant impact in the world of dance, just not in the way she initially imagined. Her story is a testament to the power of acceptance. It's about understanding that life will not always go according to our plans. We will face challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, but by accepting these realities, we can adapt, pivot, and find new paths to achieve our goals. Acceptance doesn't mean we stop striving or stop dreaming. On the contrary, it allows us to dream differently, to strive differently. It's about finding new ways to navigate our realities, to overcome adversity, and to continue moving forward. Acceptance is a powerful tool, a cornerstone of Stoicism. It's about facing reality head-on, not shying away from it, not wishing it were different. It's about understanding that adversity is a part of life, and it's through acceptance that we find the strength and resilience to overcome it. Acceptance isn't about giving up. It's about acknowledging the situation and finding a way to navigate through it. How we look at things can entirely change our experience of them. This simple yet profound statement sets the stage for our exploration of the second Stoic trait, perspective. Consider the story of a woman named Jane. Jane was a dedicated artist, pouring her heart and soul into her work. But despite her efforts, she struggled to make a living from her art. She felt defeated, viewing her situation as a sign of failure. Then one day she stumbled upon the teachings of Stoicism. She learned about the power of perspective, about how the Stoics believed that our reactions to situations are often more important than the situations themselves. Intrigued, Jane decided to apply this principle to her own life. She began to view her struggle not as a sign of failure, but as a challenge. A challenge that was honing her skills, strengthening her resolve, and teaching her invaluable lessons about resilience and perseverance. She realized that her hardship was not a roadblock, but a stepping stone on her journey to success. This shift in perspective transformed Jane's outlook. Instead of feeling defeated, she felt empowered. She embraced her challenges, viewing them as opportunities for growth, and, in due course, her art began to flourish. She was able to turn her passion into a successful career, all because she chose to see her situation from a different perspective. Now, imagine if we all adopted this Stoic trait of perspective. Think about how much we could achieve, how much we could grow, if we chose to view our challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. How different would our lives be if we chose to see adversity not as a sign of failure, but as an opportunity for growth? This, my friends, is the power of perspective. It is a tool that, when wielded correctly, can transform our lives. It can turn our struggles into strengths, our failures into lessons, and our challenges into opportunities. A shift in perspective can turn a roadblock into a stepping stone. Let us remember this as we continue our exploration of Stoicism and its transformative power. Self-discipline, a crucial Stoic trait, can become our greatest ally in times of adversity. Let's delve into a story that illustrates the transformative power of self-discipline. Consider the life of John. He was once a man aimlessly drifting through life, caught in the grips of procrastination and addiction. His life was a series of missed opportunities and unfulfilled dreams. But then, John discovered Stoicism and the trait of self-discipline. He realized that his lack of self-control was not a character flaw, but a skill he had not yet honed. With this newfound perspective, John set about cultivating self-discipline. He began small, focusing on his daily habits, and gradually worked his way up to larger goals. He committed to waking up at dawn each day, swapping his addiction for healthy habits, and dedicating time to personal development. Self-discipline did not come easy. There were days when the bed felt too warm, the old habits too comforting, and the journey too arduous. But John knew that every day was a battle he needed to win against himself. He understood that the path to change was not a sprint, but a marathon. And in this marathon, his greatest opponent was his past self. Slowly but surely, self-discipline transformed John's life. His focus sharpened, his commitment deepened, and his resilience strengthened. He was no longer a passive participant in his own life, but the captain of his ship, navigating through the turbulent seas of adversity with self-discipline as his compass. You see, self-discipline is not just about resisting temptation or sticking to routines. It's about taking control of our lives, making conscious choices, and staying committed to our values, even when the going gets tough. It's about having the fortitude to stand our ground when adversity strikes, to stay calm in the storm, and to remain focused on our journey. In the grand tapestry of life, self-discipline is the thread that holds everything together. It's the silent force that propels us forward, helping us to rise above our circumstances, conquer our inner demons, and emerge stronger and more resilient. Self-discipline can be the anchor that keeps us steady when the waves of adversity hit. It's the key to unlocking our true potential and finding strength in the face of challenges. In the stormy seas of life, inner peace is our sanctuary. Picture a man named Marcus, a busy executive juggling the demands of a high-stress job, a tumultuous personal life, and the weight of his past mistakes. Marcus found himself constantly on edge, sleep-deprived and unable to enjoy the present moment. Then he stumbled upon the teachings of Stoicism, and it changed his life. Marcus learned about the Stoic concept of inner peace, a state of tranquility that comes from within, untouched by external circumstances. It is a sanctuary where he could retreat to, away from the chaos of the world. It's not about ignoring or suppressing his feelings, but rather accepting them, understanding them, and letting them flow without letting them control him. Marcus began to cultivate his inner peace. He started with small steps like setting aside quiet time each day, practicing mindfulness and reflecting on his thoughts and actions. He learned to respond rather than react to situations, to control what he could and to let go of what he couldn't. The result was transformative. Marcus found strength in stillness. He became more resilient, more balanced, and less affected by his external circumstances. His work performance improved, his relationships flourished, and he found contentment in the present moment. His inner peace became his shield, protecting him from the stormy seas of life's challenges. But Marcus's story isn't unique. We all face our own storms, our own adversities. And just like Marcus, we too can find our inner peace. It's not a destination, but a journey. It's about making peace with our past, being present in the now, and having faith in the future. It's about understanding that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. Inner peace, like all Stoic traits, is not something we acquire overnight. It's a skill we develop, a practice we nurture. It's a sanctuary we build within ourselves, brick by brick, day by day. And once we have it, it serves as an impenetrable shield, protecting us from life's storms. Inner peace can be our shield against the chaos of the world. Endurance, the ability to withstand hardship, is a key Stoic trait. Let's imagine a man named Thomas. Thomas was a successful businessman, but a severe economic downturn left him bankrupt. He lost everything, his company, his home, his car. But Thomas didn't lose his spirit. He knew life had thrown him a curveball, but he also knew that how he responded to this adversity would define him. Like a marathon runner pushing through the last few miles, Thomas embodied the essence of endurance. Instead of letting the situation get the better of him, he decided to face it head-on. He picked up odd jobs to make ends meet, began rebuilding his business from scratch, and never let go of his optimism. This is where endurance ties into Stoicism. Stoics believe that life is filled with trials and tribulations, but it's our ability to endure that makes us resilient. It's about confronting adversity, not running from it. It's about maintaining our composure and not letting our circumstances dictate our emotions. Thomas didn't just endure, he thrived. He used his hardships as fuel, as a means to propel him forward. He used his experience to make better business decisions. And eventually, he managed to rebuild his company, bigger and better than before. Endurance, in the Stoic sense, is not just about weathering the storm, but also about learning to dance in the rain. It's about embracing the challenges that life throws at us and using them as stepping stones to reach greater heights. Thomas didn't just endure his hardship, he used it as a catalyst for his growth. Through his journey, Thomas taught us that endurance is not just about gritting your teeth and bearing the pain. It's about finding the strength within you to keep going, to keep pushing, no matter how tough things get. Remember, Stoicism teaches us that our response to adversity can either make us or break us. It's about realizing that the power to endure lies within us, and that we can tap into this power whenever we face challenges. Endurance isn't just about surviving, it's about emerging stronger on the other side. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Picture this: you're a humble farmer tending to your fields day in and day out. Suddenly, a drought hits your region, and your crops begin to wither. Panic swirls in your stomach. You have two choices: give in to the fear or face it head-on. This is the story of a man named Sven, a farmer from a small town in Sweden. When the drought hit, Sven found himself confronted with a fear that threatened everything he held dear. His livelihood was on the line, and the fear of failure was overwhelming. But Sven was a student of Stoicism. He knew that fear was a natural response, but he also understood that courage was not about eliminating fear. It was about acknowledging it, understanding it, and then moving forward despite it. So Sven chose courage. He chose to face his fear head-on and find a way to overcome the drought. Sven began researching new farming techniques, ones that required less water, and were more resistant to drought. He worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, implementing these new practices. He faced every setback, every failure, with unwavering determination. It wasn't easy. There were times when Sven doubted himself, times when the fear threatened to consume him. But he held on to his courage. He reminded himself that fear was not a sign of weakness, but a reminder of what we care about. And he cared about his farm, his livelihood, his community. In the end, Sven's courage paid off. His new farming techniques saved his crops, and he was able to provide for his family and his community despite the drought. His story is a testament to the power of courage. It shows us that courage is not about being fearless, but about facing our fears and overcoming them. Courage is a key trait of Stoicism. It allows us to confront our fears, face our challenges, and push through adversity. It's not about being fearless, it's about being brave enough to keep going, to keep fighting, even when the odds are stacked against us. Courage, in the face of adversity, is the first step towards victory. Wisdom, the final trait of Stoicism, is the compass guiding us through the labyrinth of life. Let's delve into the compelling tale of Socrates, a figure renowned for his wisdom. Imprisoned and sentenced to death for his philosophical teachings, he was given the opportunity to escape. Yet he chose to stay, demonstrating the power of wisdom in making complex decisions. Socrates' wisdom was not based on a vast accumulation of knowledge, but rather on a deep understanding of the human condition and the nature of the universe. He realized that life is not about avoiding difficulties, but about navigating them with grace and dignity. His decision to accept his fate was not a surrender, but an embodiment of wisdom, recognizing that every situation, even death, offers a chance for growth and enlightenment. This story beautifully illustrates how wisdom provides direction and clarity, especially during times of adversity. Wisdom is not about having all the answers, but knowing how to ask the right questions. It is about seeing the bigger picture, understanding the interconnectedness of things, and making decisions that align with our core values. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is within our control and what is not, and to act accordingly. It's about understanding that adversity is not something to be feared, but rather an opportunity for growth. In the face of adversity, wisdom can be our guiding light. It helps us to sift through the chaos, to find the silver linings, to understand the lessons that adversity is trying to teach us. It helps us to see that our struggles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to a higher understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Wisdom, in the Stoic sense, is not about intellectual superiority. It's about cultivating an open mind, a compassionate heart, and a resilient spirit. It's about learning to navigate life's storms with grace, dignity, and a sense of purpose. As we close this chapter on Stoic traits, let's remember Socrates and his wisdom. He teaches us that true wisdom lies not in the avoidance of adversity, but in the ability to navigate it with grace and dignity. Wisdom is the light that guides us through the darkest tunnels of adversity. As we journey through life, each of us will face adversity in various forms. In the face of these challenges, the wisdom of Stoicism guides us. It reminds us of the power within us, the power to accept, to see from a different perspective, to exercise self-discipline, to find inner peace, to endure, to be courageous, and to engage with wisdom. Acceptance, the first trait of Stoicism, teaches us to confront reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. It encourages us to embrace life's uncertainties, reminding us that what we cannot change, we must accept. Next, we have perspective. Stoicism nudges us to see beyond the immediate, beyond the surface. It is about viewing the world through a wider lens, understanding that our current circumstances are but a tiny part of a much larger, complex picture. Then comes self-discipline. The strength of Stoicism lies in its call for us to master ourselves, our impulses, our desires. It's about cultivating a resilient spirit, one that stands firm even when the world around us is in turmoil. And within that turmoil, Stoicism helps us find inner peace. It's the tranquility that comes from understanding our place in the world and knowing that external events cannot disturb our inner calm. Endurance, the fifth trait, is about braving the storm, about standing strong in the face of adversity. It's about resilience, about the ability to keep going, no matter the odds. Courage is the sixth trait. Stoicism encourages us to face our fears, to step out of our comfort zones, to confront the challenges that life throws at us with bravery and determination. Finally, wisdom. The ultimate goal of Stoicism is to help us live a life of wisdom, a life guided by reason, understanding and insight. Remember, adversity doesn't define us, it's our response to it that does. Embrace Stoicism and turn adversity into an opportunity for growth. As we navigate life's storms, Stoicism becomes our steadfast companion, guiding us to resilience and triumph. If you found value in our exploration, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Join our community of strength seekers, and let Stoicism be your beacon in times of adversity. Until next time, stay resilient and stay inspired.